the lead for the Rankine cycle from group 2. You know the rest of my team, hopefully. But, so first we're going to start with the Rankine cycle steps of what's it about. All it is it pumps, then it heats water to steam in a boiler, then it expands to steam, and then it condenses to steam. Remember, when it pumps, entropy is constant, and when it heats, pressure is constant, and same thing expanding, entropy is constant, and condensing pressure is constant. So, some TV PV diagram, or TS PV diagrams, is from pump, you go from, that's work P, work pump, it's H2 minus H1, from where 4 goes up, or no, right here, 1 to 2. And then this is the boiler from 2 to 3. And then here's the other thing, the turbine, and then here's the condenser. And you can see it on the board what the equations for each of them are, for the work pump, the boiler heat, and then the turbine work and the condenser heat. And the whole cycle comes out to, like, if you want to calculate it, it would be, ideally, it would be the heat of the boiler minus the heat of the condenser minus the work of the turbine plus the work of the pump, which that would equal 0. So, next is the thermal efficiency. The Rankine cycle's effectiveness is all that, but it's pretty much, it's a steam-based power generation, which we've talked about in other presentations today, so I won't go too much into it. But the formula for it is pretty much just efficiency equals Qn divided by work net. And Qn is the boiler Q, by the way. So we're going to start with the procedure. Here's what was on the lab manual. This is what it looks like, hopefully. And so we'll start it. So make sure it is, for the pre-start, you got to make sure that it is safe and clean. And then you want to drain the condensing tower. And then you want to close and fully latch the boiler, which then after that you'll open the steam valve and drain the boiler again. And then this time, you fill the boiler 152 ounces, and then you close the steam valve. The whole point of the steam valve was so that you can drain and fill the boiler. And then connect the DAC system to the Rankine cycler, and connect the fuel source line to the low pressure supply tank. Now, we're to the system startup. So you turn on the DAC, turn on the full fuel source, complete a fuel leak check, and then turn on the Rankine cycler operator gas valve, and then select the master switch to on position, and select the burner switch to on. Then after that, you observe the combustion blower, and then purge the fuel lines if it's necessary. Then you just make sure the burner stays lit after 45 seconds. Then monitor boiler pressure and verify positive pressure within 3 minutes. Continued, we have make sure the system is preheated, which it's going to preheat about 6 to 8 minutes. So then after that, you would maintain approximately 110 psi, boiler pressure, and the steam valve should start to open slowly. Then continue opening the steam valve until the voltmeter shows an indicated 10 volts. The load switch should be on, and the load resostat should be adjusted to maintain 0.4 amps and 9 volts. And the boiler pressure again should be 110 psi, and then adjust the steam and value of the resostat. Alright, what are we going to be measuring? Slide state action. We can begin the experiment now. Measure the condensate collected and measure the boiler water consumed. That is not how you spell collected, but I think that's an O instead of an L. And then now shut it down, and now get the group reporter to do the data reduction. Now, some bonus stuff that I added, which I think was always supposed to be on. But for PPE, wear your safety equipment as always, such as closed toes and pants, and then also just wear your safety glasses. Then a sample calc for this, if you want to find the efficiency of it. If the turbine was 100 joules and the pump was 90 joules and the boiler heat in was only 10 joules, then you'll get the efficiency to equal 100%. And since I made these numbers up, I decided to make it an ideal world. The end.
You mentioned that 152 ounces, is that distilled or tap?
I don't know,
The
sorry.
water.
It's still.
Okay, got it.
It's the same thing.
Water is water.
Hey, Rush.
So what do you think is the actual efficiency of a ranking cycle?
The actual efficiency of it? I would say like 7%.
7?
Are we gonna go like 40%?
Much lower.
20%?
23%.
Why so low?
I don't know. It's number one. It's hard.
Hey, ideally it's 100% though.